Let me ask you your outlook for 2022. So many people have come on this program over the last week and said, we've had fantastic gains in 2021. It's not going to match this.
I have to agree. I think there's a lot going on. So 2021 was a strong year, like Abigail talked about, very strong, as was 2019 and 2020. 2022 could still be a strong year, but with different winners. I think in 2021, we saw what I'm going to call them the COVID winners in technology, in healthcare. Even the financials did well, not related to COVID. So I think in 2022, you could still have some of the companies that have underperformed significantly picking up. And there are a number of those in a number of sectors.
All right, so let's go there. Give us where you think the opportunities might be, maybe even some names.
Yeah, I mean, the primary opportunity I'm going to say is healthcare. Hard to believe. If you look at the number of healthcare names that did extremely well, your Quest, LabCorp, CVS, Thermo Fisher, Edwards Life Sciences, it's hard to believe that the sector as a whole underperformed the market, only up 12 or 13% on the year. Going forward, I think there are a number of names that were ignored or missed. Your USPH, United Physical Therapy, Exact Sciences, Merck, Medtronic, Biotech. Look at the biotech index, Biogen, Novocure, Teladoc. Teladoc had a horrible year. I would be focusing on those, not all of them. You have to do your fundamental research, but I think some of those could be very attractive.
Why did some of those underperform, Cate? What's your best guess as to why investors didn't value them as highly as they did, tech stocks?
Yeah, there are a couple of things going on. Some of them real, some of them perceived. In the case of something like Exact Sciences, the salespeople couldn't get in front of the doctors because of COVID. There are other cases where procedures could not get done because of COVID. It was basically one word, COVID. In the case of something like Teladoc had done so well because of telemedicine that when there was this perception that the things were reopening, Teladoc just fell completely out of favor. USPH, United States Physical Therapy. This is one where procedures have not gone down. They provide, excuse me, they provide physical therapy services, and numbers were not down. They were up 18% over 2019, yet the stock did not perform well. So I think those are some of the names you have to keep an eye on.
Hey, Cate, go ahead.
Along those lines, there have been some COVID plays that have done extremely well. I would keep an eye on those. Your Quest, even CVS. CVS stated that their numbers are going to be down because they're not going to be doing as many COVID jabs as the year before. So those are some of the names that I would keep an eye on. Moderna up over 100%. I would keep an eye on that. I would trim those back.
So, Cate, over the last couple of years, I cautiously embraced some of the cyclical trades out there, energy, for example, but I have to admit I'm much more comfortable with tech names that have, strong top-line growth, tons of free cash flow. How do you think about the technology sector over the next couple of years? It's been such a good sector for so many years. Do we still have some room to grow there?
We do have some room to grow in technology. I think we are favorable on technology for a number of reasons. Technology generates a lot of free cash flow. Unlike in the past, you don't have a lot of employees. You've got a couple of guys, a couple of Silicon Valley bros coming up with the software, maybe using a server, a few computers, and they come up with these SaaS models, software-based, and they can make a tremendous amount of money. So technology is a sector we favor. When you look at some of the mega cap tech stocks, like a Microsoft, like an Apple, they have done so well that you could see them still continuing to deliver on the numbers, but the stock price is not doing anything. So I look at names that are also very strong, like Okta, like Intel, like Fiserv. Visa has had a couple of tough years. I think Visa could be very strong. I'm not as positive on Square, but Square has had a rough year. So I look at some of those names and I say, those are the places you should focus on. Fundamentally, everything has become technology, from the factory floor to the eye doctor. Technology is everywhere. So I am a long-term technology bull. I would avoid the financials.
First of all, Cate, I want to say I'm tired of the term bro being used in such a derogatory sense. I'm joking. I'm joking. Look, you were about to say what you would avoid. Financials, I know, is one. Energy is one, and energy has been the huge winner of 2021, right? If you look at a breakdown of the S&P 500 industry groups, energy up almost 50%. Financials have done pretty well too, 33%. Why would you avoid these? And I'm wondering if your bullishness on tech leads to bearishness on these sectors.
They're not really related. We can start with financials. Okay, the financials have been a tough group. Just to give you a very quick history lesson, financials 1.0 was the M&A era. Remember Worst Union and Bank of America, and financials 2.0, because once you've done all the M&A, it was, well, make it up on volume. We're going to lever up and we're going to lend. That led to the 2008 crisis. Now with financials, you have to have very strong common equity tier 1 ratios. So you don't have a lot of loan growth. You've got a lot of deposits coming in. People are not using the banks like they used to. You've got fintechs nibbling away at them. So the financials are saying, you've got to say to yourself, fundamentally, where are they going to get the loan growth? You go to start a business today, it's going to be a service business. You're not going to go out and need the banks. So that's my problem with the financials. People could say, I'm going to buy the financials because I think you're going to have a steepening yield curve. I say, I cannot buy the financials on a macro call. The one thing you do get with the financials is you get some candy every month. They pay strong dividends.
Yep.
That's important.